And we're live. Round of applause. May as well. I love that other sound paradox. So here we are, every Monday here, Tropical Nomad, SpeakuP Monday. This is episode number 385. A lot of episodes, and tonight I'm always excited, but tonight I think I'm a little bit more excited than usual because these four women are incredible for different reasons, but united by the same cause. That I haven't told them what it is yet, but you'll see it afterwards. So what we're going to do, as we usually start, is giving some respect to Tropical Nomad. We're here every Monday. Feel free to come. Studio audience, come and join us. It's free, and it's great because then you get a chance to be part of all of this. It's the collective intelligence that we create, that is created every week, and amazing things happen. And then for those of you who are into networking, then you get to hang out for a little bit with some of these amazing people that we have here, and some of the amazing people that we also have in the audience. So that's the reason why, two reasons why you should come in person. So tonight's panel is about Women of Contribution panel. Now there's a story for each woman here, a personal story that I won't go into this time, it would take too long. But I can tell you something really beautiful, powerful, connected, and intuitive about all the women here that you see assembled. So what we're going to do, we'll start with Lisa because she was born ready with a microphone in her hand. So maybe what we'll do, 1 or 2 minutes, like an introduction, into you, and maybe an introduction into your project. All right, so 1 or 2 minutes, okay? Over to you.
Okay, so first of all, thank you, Tropical Nomad, for having us. Is this close enough? So, like this, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Tropical Nomad, for having us, and thank you, Robert, for organizing. So I'm Lisa, I'm from Belgium, and I run ION, which is a community for female entrepreneurs that empowers female entrepreneurs by setting up. Also, where should I look, or it doesn't matter?
Yeah.
Because I see 3 cameras, so I'm a bit
so
that one. Okay.
I was pointing out which camera to look at.
Okay. So ION empowers female entrepreneurs by setting up collaborations and support groups, because we feel that there's so many amazing entrepreneurs here, and if we work together, working smarter instead of harder, we can achieve so much more. And we do that by tapping into each other's audiences and setting up collaborations and having little groups that support each other. And now this Friday, 1st of September, we are launching our online platform. That means that all the collaboration and the networking will also happen online, and by doing that we are opening up to an international audience while keeping the focus on Bali as well, meaning that we still have our Bali membership where it's in-person activities, co-working here in Tropical Nomad, working out these fun activities as well, but we also have our online platform where everyone is welcome.
Thank you very much. So that we pass the microphone to Rosanna. So Rosanna, you know what? Let's make it fun. Nabila, if you go next, and then we'll just swap, because that's how we do it. Make it up. Nabila, you go next. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, good evening. So my name is Nabila. I'm the founder of Sancaya Indonesia. This is an inclusive school in Tabanan, where all the children from all backgrounds, special need, non-special need, local, non-local, whatever happens, we accept them, we support them, and we celebrate. And then right now, the inclusive school, we have 250 local children that we are going to we already support, and they get free education, especially for the special need children that have therapy, for example, speech language therapy, occupational therapy, and behavior therapy, Okay.
And just to add a few things on there, so one of the amazing things about you, Nabila, is that she funds this school, so she funds all of the Indonesian locals who come through teaching Bahasa, right? Between
Yes.
which hours?
It's from 5 p.m. until 1 a.m. in the morning. So I do self-funding to run this school. And then my idea is to give the opportunity for everybody to have a good quality of education. And then I want to have a school that, that accept everybody, not only local and non-local, special need, non-special need. It's a mix. And then we learn from each other. We grow together. We become human. To see different is something that it's supposed to be there. So I want the school become like a place of life. Then they understand about life. So they don't need to learn about life when they graduate. They already found themselves. They are happy. They become human. Yeah. They learn to be kind. They learn to be grateful. They learn differences. Yeah.
Kind, grateful. There was. I said before that I wouldn't go into the story, but what the heck? We're going into the story a little bit. So Ichi and Kuni have 3 daughters, and they were mentioning you, saying, there was this one person that got such extraordinary results, more so than anyone else, and you have to meet her. And I was like, okay. But let's be straight. Like Ichi and Kuni are not people who hype anything. They're not hype people. When they speak, they just speak as it is, straight up, right? They don't hype it. So I was like, I should meet her, And then once I met you, and then began to discover this, and coming as well to Tabanan, my favorite place in Bali, I will live there, and we will live there as a family. So yeah, just to see you at work and see the fact that when you say inclusive, you really actually mean inclusive.
Yes.
Expat kids, like everyone
Yes.
is coming together.
Yes.
Special needs, the whole,
Yes.
which I think is extremely special.
Yeah.
Unity and diversity is the motto of Indonesia, and people inspire people. Those
Yes.
two underpin the show. So,
Yes.
so that's one reason we're getting more goosebumps. That's one reason why you have to be on. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
right?
you're welcome. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity, to talk in this forum for Tropical Nomad, and then all everybody that already support me to
Thank
to
you, my
share
darling.
my story.
Don't worry, we got more coming. So if we go to Rosana, and we pass your mic, Nabila, she doesn't want to let go of that mic, to Maharani. Is it the second time, you notice that? I'm not letting go of the mic. No. All right, the mic's good. Thank you, my darling. Rosana, over to you.
Hi, my name is Rosanna. Thank you, Robert, for inviting me here tonight, and for Tropical Nomad for giving us the opportunity to share a bit about our missions, our passions. I'm primarily a mother of 2 and an ultra athlete. All my events and challenges that I focus on are for a charity or different causes. I have done many events in the last few years that have come from ultra swimming to ultra triathlon to ultra runs, ultra marathons, and I'm currently preparing for another one.
So here's the thing, with ultramarathon. By the way, there might be someone who wants to sit down behind you. Just let her know that there's a seat here if she wants. So with the ultra, some people here perhaps don't know what ultra means. So can you tell us, what ultra actually means and how long it is and all the rest of that? Because it's incredible.
It depends on the event, but an ultra run or an ultra marathon is normally many marathons over a course of a few days, like multi-day. So the last ultra marathon I did was 250 kilometers.
Hold on a second. 250 kilometers running. Just so you know, right? Okay, 250 kilometers. And so how did you do that? Was it at once? Was it over? How did you do that?
So normally it's like say over a few days. So you have to carry your bag. So it's a self-sufficient race. So you carry all your food, your sleeping things, everything that you need. So it's about 12 to 15 kilos on your back. And then you travel through the day and usually sleep at night. It depends on where you are. And my last event was in Kenya. So you have to sleep, otherwise you'll be eaten. And then you get up the next day and you do the same thing again. And usually each day it's probably about 50 kilometers or 60 kilometers a day. The next event I will do will be a bit longer, but that's kind of an ultra marathon. An ultra swim would be anything more than, say, 10 kilometers in one go in the ocean. And an ultra triathlon would be probably a double of an Ironman. So you're talking 5 to 6 kilometer swim, followed by maybe a 200-kilometer bike, followed by a marathon or a marathon and a half in one go. So it depends on the event, but it's fairly crazy stuff.
I know. Like,
Don't ask me why.
Quick show of hands. Who's tired just listening to her? Everyone's like, oh my God, I can't handle it. There's a few people leaving. Come back. All right. She's okay. We are the support team. So now, why do you do it? What's the purpose? Who do you do it for?
So it's a very good question, because if you're to do an ultra, in my belief, you really have to be clear on the intention behind why you're doing it. Because there's a fine line with your ego and with, for me, the bigger picture. And for me, I honestly believe, since the moment I came into this world, I've always wanted to help people. I feel like it's a force, and I could cry, because it feels like such a force inside myself. And over the years, I was doing endurance challenges as a child, but then was injured, so I couldn't pursue that passion. So I continued to pursue my mission to help people in various different ways. I worked with child labour, preventing child labour. I worked as a life coach, various different things as in my early years. And then it wasn't until until I came to Bali that I rediscovered my passion for endurance challenges, and I became a triathlete. And this was after I was told I couldn't run again in my 20s. They said, you will never run because you're so injured. And there was something in me, like a really deep calling of, that's just not going to happen. And when I came here, I became a triathlete. And then during COVID, all my races were cancelled. And no joke, one morning I woke up and I looked out the window, and I look out at Uluwatu, and I said, I'm going to swim to Uluwatu, which is a long way. And it was like a woof, a gush coming through me. I was like, why am I doing it? I need to do it for charity. I need to raise money. I need to help people. This has to go towards something. And so I did the swim. And during the swim, Catherine actually was there, my bestie here. I actually felt like I was being carried. I felt like, now I understand why I've had this life. Now I understand why I worked with this and this and this. Now I understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's this perfect marrying of my passion for endurance challenges and the drive with my passion to help and to be of service. And so it just was like a light bulb moment. And then that fed into the next event, which was an ultra triathlon during COVID, and then another ultra swim, and then an ultra marathon. And so the intention and why I do it is really those two passions and two missions that I feel drive me. And it's like a force. I feel like if I don't do this, I'm not being true to who I am. And if we're true to who we are, we actually help. Anyone, if we're true to ourselves and our own missions, we help each other, whether you're working in a charity or whatever you're doing. And for me, I know that I was given this body. This is how I look. Okay, I train a lot, but I actually do look like this. And so there's a reason, and all the stuff that I had to go through to get to this point was to make me a wiser athlete, was to make me a stronger athlete, and to be really clear on why am I doing this. It's not to be the first person. I want to win, 100%, and I will win. Because it was just, come on. But it's really... That's the force to help me get through the tough times. And when I know why I'm doing it, like, why am I doing this? I'm doing it for these children, or I'm doing it for those people over there, or I'm doing it for my own children, I feel like I get power. And so then the impossible becomes possible, because you're out of your ego. You're not in it anymore in the same way. And it's like, I can't describe it, it's like a spiritual calling.
Rosanna.
And I leave it at that.
Rosanna, thank you so much, darling. And thank you.
Sorry to hold the mic.
Lisa, Rosanna, Nabila, thank you very much indeed so far. Maharani, over to you, darling. So it's, who are you, right? So, what are you up to? But what comes up?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank you, Robert, for this opportunity. And it's so amazing that I find and reconnect to one of my long-term friend, Kuni and Ichi. It's amazing because last time it was 15 years ago. We lost contact, and because of you, we reconnect again. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Maharani. I'm a Balinese. Now I'm active in my family hoteliers business. We manage 3 hotels in Ubud and Legian. But before, I used to run a rural bank, and I work in microfinance, micro lendings, and in 2005, I was in rehabilitation and restructuring organization. It's built by Indonesian government to create, to rebuild the microfinance system and micro businesses in Nias and Aceh. That those places are impacted by the huge tsunami in 2004. And in 2018, I joined an election process. I was head to vice mayor of Gianyar, my native land, but I failed. But those experiences makes me want to do something. And during the pandemic hit so bad in Bali, I think that we Balinese cannot rely on one sector, tourism only. We have to think about another sector that we can build. And from those thoughts, I would like to ask you again, Rob. I asked you already, but I would like to ask you one question that's really important for me. Why do you all stay or visit Bali?
The peace. So you can call out an answer. Yeah. Catherine says the people.
Thank you. Maybe
The culture.
Diversity. I came here the first time in 1973 and I thought I arrived in paradise.
Diversity.
welcome.
Came in 1973, so thought it was paradise. You were right. Anyone else? What else about Bali inspires you to come?
The connections, it's really easy to connect with an incredible group of people.
The connection.
So varied, and it's incredibly enriching.
Connection to the people, the land, incredibly enriching.
So, all of the things that I've learned, I've heard from you, I would like to thank you very much for your willingness to stay here, to visit here, and to make a home here. But have you ever think about we are Balinese people that have lack of education, lack of skill, lack of capital, lack of chances to study, to work, to visit overseas. And me and my husband created a foundation, Yayasan Kreasi Luhur Budaya, meaning from our ancestors, we create this culture. My second thought during all of this pandemic and post-pandemic, we know that Balinese performers are everywhere. Like Balinese dancers, gamelans, is everywhere. Do you know how much they earn for one performance? A Balinese gamelans player, they transported by a truck with the gamelan and get paid only 2 millions for more than 10 people per performance. It much less than your food a day, right? And this Yayasan Kreasi Luhur Budaya, I've been thinking, we are here together, united. We need your skill to help us to develop the younger generations in Bali. Everyone can be an artist. But how many people can be an entrepreneur? Balinese artists, they only get that much, and then they choose to work in a hotel just to cover their expenses. But I hope, and what we have in this Yayasan Kreasi Luhur Budaya, we provide access for education through Balinese. We provide also an art-repreneurship program. So these artists can think to empower themselves in order to increase their life living quality. And as we here together, I would like to ask your willingness to help us. Art in Bali, we live in art. In our daily lives, we do art. The root of the art is our yajna, our offering. We know that we have yajna in 5 ways: for Dewa yajna, for God, and Resi yajna for the high priest, Pitra yajna for our ancestors, Manusa yajna, that's the yajna, the ceremonies that you usually see through wedding for humans from they born until their death, cremation. And the last is Buddha yajna, the yajna that offerings that addresses to environment, to animals, to plants. And this culture only can be preserved as long as Balinese do their yajna. Because this yajna also runs the grassroots economy from the grassroots level until the highest level. So I think you're most welcome. Let's together create this opportunity to connect, to do something, to preserve our beloved island and its young generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, darling. Blessings. Thank you. Yeah. Oh. So now you know why I love these 4 women, right? They're all different, but the same thing unites all of them. And that thing is other people. If you didn't get it yet, that's what unites everybody here, powerfully. Woo. So I had a list of questions somewhere written down, but you know me, I never follow lists. I just go with what comes up. So Lisa, one thing which I didn't get to ask you before is what drives you to do what you do?
Oh, that's a very good question. What drives me is, I think what you said, what unites all of us, and there is that feeling also what you described so beautifully, helping other people. And as a simple answer, I would say that I feel that I'm doing, what I'm doing is useful for other people, for lifting other people up, and that's what drives me. And a little story that comes with it is I did my PhD in arts, and during my PhD I traveled a lot. I traveled to India, Zanzibar, Tanzania, working with people living in the margins. I'm also a documentary photographer, so in my past 10 years, I worked as a documentary photographer, and I visited women living in the margins all over the world. I worked with sex workers, Maasai people, in the porn industry, in women working on the garbage belts in India, like collecting trash, street children. So while I was working with these groups, I found so many women having such talents. When you're talking to someone and you realize you are smarter than me, but you never got an opportunity. So, and then they think oh, you're so smart, you have your degrees. And then I know if you had the education I had, you would be you could be anything. And I saw that over and over again. And then I realized while I was doing my PhD, I couldn't really help. I was there for research, I was there for photography. And then they always also asked me hey, can you help us? And of course, you can do small things, and we set up small projects, and we helped the community, but I felt it was not sustainable because after I left, then the support also left of the project, slowly died out. So then I thought, okay, I want to do something that stays. And instead of just giving something, I should empower women that it doesn't matter, they don't need me. Because, I cannot go around giving. So that's why I came up with the idea of starting this community called iron, and iron refers to the atom, the smallest particle, and it's all the small steps that create success on your own terms, whatever success means to you. So that's why I call it iron, also because all the atoms have to come together to build something great, and that's all of us. So then iron was born, and then I started creating my female community here in Bali to show women that they have what it takes, that it's,
what pops straight up, right, is that this is called Women of Contribution Panel. Now, all women contribute, okay, just to put it out there, but there's something that I saw in each of you that just set something in me apart, right? So the question that comes up is that being that you're women of contribution with different stories and different challenges and so on, here, Maharani going through an election, all the things that entails in Gianyar, right, for the mayor, and Nabila going through all the things that she goes through every day, 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., every day teaching Bahasa. Crazy, right? This one here, you, darling, just I get those feelings too, right? I got to get up and do something, but would it carry me 250 kilometers? I don't know. I have my doubts. Maybe by kilometer number 10, I'll be what, that feeling, it's kind of wearing off. I think I could just go and have a coffee. Oh, there's a cafe. So then the question that comes up, right, is, being that you're very contributive in nature, right? How do you balance it? Because with contribution, we can give so much of ourselves that there's nothing left, right? And then we suffer. And as you know, if you're not trying to find a way, I'm looking at you now, Nabila, to rejuvenate yourself, how can you give from a world that's already empty?
I feel that for me, the more I give, like it fills me up. So in a way, it's an act of like for myself, because I just feel so good when I meet a woman, and I had it when I was working with women in the clothing industry in India, in the sweatshops. And yeah, the world, like the perception is so, like they feel so small, and they feel so, nobody has ever like cared about them. And then we did very simple workshops and just to see that transformation that was small, right? Because I didn't do, it was not me, actually it was them that created that. And for me, it just, it fills me up, and I don't need, it doesn't drain me, it lifts me up, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, if you pass the microphone to Rosanna, by the way, we've got one more question, and we're going to go to you, the audience. So we're going to take that third mic, it will come to you. I have a sense that there will be some questions, so let's spend more time on the questions from you. Rosanna, so same question to you. So if, being a woman of contribution, that you're giving a great deal, right, over long distances and a number of days, actually, right, in a row, right? How do you balance it? Do you balance it? Have you gone too far the other way? What did you do? How do you know that you're not going too far this way this time? How do you balance it? How do you bring it back?
I think a similar answer. Copy
Love
paste.
it. Copy paste. Next.
It's a really good question to ask an athlete, actually, because it's not a few days, it's years. It's years of your body, the physical body, and what the body goes through, and what your mind goes through. I learned in my last event it's a lot of trauma that can come because I was injured, and so there is a fine balance of, like I said, being very, very clear on your intention, coming back every time to why am I doing this? And I'm here to build myself, to inspire and empower others, not to break myself, and then to be a wreck, because then I'm not helping anybody, at least of all myself. So I go back into the mindset of this is my mission, this is my passion, this is what I believe in every part of my body, which allows me to do what I'm doing. But at the same time, each time coming back into my intention, coming back into, am I building myself up? Am I being true to who I really am? Am I allowing myself to be the best version of myself? Because if you train too hard, you're going to be grumpy, you're going to be stressed, you're going to have all sorts of problems, and then I'm going to be a horrible mother, a horrible friend. So it's being really, really mindful all the time and coming back into my practices to take care of my physical body, my mental body, my spiritual being. So it just requires a lot of discipline, especially as a mama. But then all the time being clear on the intention. And as Lisa so rightly said, if I hit a low point in a race or in life, I had one last week actually, and you just hit the wall and you think, oh. And one of those sort of dark moments you might get, which we all have. And the quickest way for me to get out of that is to get out of myself, but get into myself. This is a paradox. Because it's so easy to get lost in your own story and your own suffering, and the stories that we have in our minds. But if we can somehow put ourselves be like an eagle and see it for what it is, and see how lucky and how blessed and how supported we are, and go back into why am I here on this planet? I know why I'm here. I just know why I'm here. Then the balance just comes because you're going back into the truth. So I'm not going into my ego, I'm going into my truth of, I know why I'm here, but I know that part of why I'm here is to also take care of myself. Because if I don't take care of myself, how can I be of service to anybody? And certainly not my kids. And certainly I can't run through deserts. So it's really just being really disciplined with your physical being, your emotional being, your spiritual being, call upon support. None of us could do what we're doing here without the incredible people in our lives. So it's a collective mission, really. You know, we're just the vessels. And I've become much, much better at calling in help. Calling in my physios, calling my best friends, my soulmates, whoever it is, to help me stay really clear on my mission and to make the mission happen, you know?
You know,
Does that make sense?
Thank you, it does. So I met Maharani, the Paradox, we were due to meet, we were destined to meet, we have a mutual friend, and also Lisa as well. You came to the pitching workshop that I did, and part of it was, you know, as a speaker, quite often I get lost, right? Because I'm, you know, you're following, the emotion comes through you, not from you. The energy comes through you, not from you. And you're in that zone where you just go. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, where am I? I don't know where I am. But the only thing I have to ask is, why am I here? Every time it comes back, every time, always. So I connect with that completely and totally and utterly. Thank you. Great contribution to not only yourself, but everyone who's here. Because that's it. You know, like, why am I here? And it will come back every time. It's amazing. Nabila, so for you, my darling, when we're in the situation of you give so much, 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. every day, right? How do you balance? How do you, what mechanisms are in place for you to, you know, reconnect with you so you give the best of you?
Okay, so before I want to say thank you because you are such an inspiration. Yeah, your words that you have to take care of yourself so you can service others and more. That's really definitely, it's like aha moment for me. Because, you know, the first time I start this project here, the school, I just do what I can do. Yeah, so I was thinking, because I was a international school teacher, yeah, for almost 12 years, and there was a moment that, you know, I realized that the education is very disconnected, yeah, and I cannot ignore it. So I want to make education that connected to each other, collaboration, and to make it happen, definitely, I have to do something, yeah. So what I was thinking, yeah, okay, well, I'm just a teacher. I only can do teaching, so I teach Bahasa Indonesia. So, and then after that, 5 years after that, I realized that I become overwhelmed.
I love it. You know, it's like,
I will be honest. I'm overwhelmed. I'm very tired, be honest. But I know what I'm doing is what I have to do. Yeah. But I need to find a better sustainable system. That's why starting from last year, I tried to open collaboration. I cannot work by myself. I cannot. And then the children more coming. Yeah. Suddenly I have 250 children. And then, okay, how long hours I have to teach for all of these of children, you know? So, okay, so now starting last year, I start to collaborate with many people and then listen to myself that if I'm tired, then I have to rest. Yeah. I have to rest and then not be shy. Actually, I'm very shy person, you know, to talk here like this is, oh my God, yeah, but yeah, this is also the way, yeah.
I just love you, Nabila.
Yeah, I'm
shy.
I'm
yeah,
shy.
Right. Do you get shy from this woman? No, you do not. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing.
So, you know, that's why I come here, you know, I try to do more, meet more people to asking help, you know. Please help us. Please help my children. Please help my school. It's not always about money, even though I need, yeah. Yeah, but you can contribute with maybe papers, pencil, skills. Because, you know, I even teach coding to my children. I learn coding by myself with my age right now, yeah. I learn coding by myself. And then I teach the Balinese coding. So we only have 5 computers and we have to take 10. Okay, make a line, switch. Okay, one line, switch. That's what I'm doing. So, oh yeah, if I do collaboration, maybe I don't need to teach, but the professional will come to teach these children. Because I told you, there are so many talents, even from the young age, they are very good on coding. I even have children that deaf and cannot talk, but very good playing gamelan. And then I was like thinking, oh my God, I have to do something for him. Okay, but then I realized, oh yeah, I have to find a sustainable system. So, because I'm just a teacher who out from the classroom, I have no idea what is public relation, marketing, social media, what is this website and everything. I have to open, but I don't know where to start. So I do it a bit step by step until suddenly I'm here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So
Robert, can I jump in?
I'm just a teacher.
Can I jump in there?
Yes, yeah.
Because I think that we all have a similar thing here, was where we can do what we're doing,
Yeah.
but the hard part is actually then going, look, we're doing this, we need the support. It's like an artist, you're great at painting, but then shit, if we can sell the painting. So it's really, really, I find that that's the hardest part, is saying, I'm on this mission, I need the help.
Yeah, I need the help.
You know, I need the help to make that happen.
Yes.
We can all slide off and do it, but
Yes.
if we want to make a big contribution,
Yes.
we have to be brave enough
Yes.
and strong enough to say, you know what, this is my story, this is my mission. If you want to jump on board and be a part of the story, just jump on board. You don't have to, but, you know, love it if you could.
Yes.
That's our challenge.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, everything is become moving very fast. Because I support the local children around my area from each village, yeah. And then a lot coming, but also I have lots of help from my local friends, yeah. I'm supported, and suddenly I have 1 hectare land to be used as a school. Now I'm when I was at school, I was thinking, what I'm going to do with this land? And then the local, make school, let my children get education here, yeah, make something so we can have a good education. And then I start to think, okay, I cannot build the school with teaching Bahasa Indonesia. So that's why I start to do public relation, and then, you know, if anyone, yeah, to help me to build this system, yeah. So because I don't live forever in this world, I will die one day, yeah. I want to give a legacy to someone who has the same value, you know, to run this project, and then there will be more special need children that get therapy, because therapy is very expensive in Bali, and special need education is still something that very not many people understand what it is, yeah. So many of my children, they don't have education, yeah. So that's why I give them free, because they cannot pay, just it, especially after COVID. So yeah, but they support me back by giving me lots of things. So yeah. So do you have any questions?
Nabila, Nabila, you're amazing, my darling.
So what I'm going to say, please help me. Help me.
All right.
What should I do?
All right.
What should I do?
So what I'm going to do is see if she can take the microphone out of her hand. It didn't work this time. Before I got stuck the first 2 times. If you could take the microphone from Catherine. Yeah. So Rosanna, sorry. Catherine's over there. Oh, that's going to, you know what? That's so funny. Should I bring it up? So there's Catherine sitting in the front row, right? Catherine is from Mandala Club, right? She was on, well, anyway, they're going to be on soon. But for years, right, I was calling Catherine, what was I calling you? Caroline or something. Yeah, and Catherine is very good friends with Rosanna. Now I'm just called Rosanna Catherine. On screen. There you go. It's pretty good. So what we're going to do is, so Ayu has a microphone in her hand. If you mind giving that microphone to Carol. She doesn't know it yet, but she has a question. And she has a few minutes to think about what that question is. For everyone else of you, if you have a question, remember to raise your hand, and that microphone will make its way to you. We've got one more answer to come, and then we're going to you, because again, like, everyone's here for a reason, right? And I feel that it's with you. So if you have one in Bahasa, feel free as well, because we have 2 beautiful Bahasa speakers here. I'm sure someone can translate, so we can do that as well. So, breath. Maharani.
I don't think that you would like to ask me any question. It's all already answered.
It's already answered. I love that. Carol, you see, already answered. Carol, it's over. Look at her. She's for the first time, Carol's stuck. I love it. So does anyone else have a question? She has.
I have a question. Of course I have a question.
Of course you do.
What do you
All right.
think? This is a question for you two. A lot of people have an image about the life of Balinese women that is pretty paradisiac, and I want to scratch behind the surface of the postcard. So I would love to know what are 3 things that you think are amazing about being a Balinese woman, and then 3 things that really suck.
Thank you so much. To be born as a Balinese woman is not easy. It's totally not easy. We live in a very primordial, patrilinealistic culture. And in the previous generation, Balinese woman is like secondary class. But I'm lucky because my family, my parents, are really an open-minded people and gave me a full access of education and work chance. So I graduated my master degree in finance at Jakarta. But in Balinese culture, at our family, we don't have any rights to speak. We have to follow. And whatever our family decide. And me as a firstborn child with 3 other siblings, men, I only can follow their decisions. Once a Balinese woman got married, she also does not even have rights in the husband's family. She has to follow the decision that had made for her. So during my lifetime, my journey of election, I was so grateful, even that I'm lost, but I have valuable experience. I used to very unacceptable for me to be born as a girl. I feel trapped. I do have mindset, I have thoughts, but I cannot speak. It's not allowed. It's not polite. But after I graduated and experienced my journeys, I realized there's something wrong here with this habit. Because first education a child got is from their mother. So how will be our next generation if, as a mother, I cannot educate my children, I cannot speak, I cannot have access for education, for works. So this is, for me, it's a warning signs. Honestly, I don't want the Balinese end up like only as a audience. After the pandemic, everything rebuilt, glowing, businesses running very well, but we can only watch. We can only be an audience. this makes me really want to ask, at this place, at Bali, at Kuni's place, in Ichi's place, all of you have skill set. Once again, like my friend Nabila, it's not only about the money, but how to transform your skill set and give us a chance to learn and to work overseas, to get more experience, to increase our living quality. Okay, then the good thing of born as a Balinese, yeah, it was good. Finally, we are all well known for have a good boobs.
Of all the things that was coming next, that wasn't one of them that I had in my mind. Oh, this show is going to go down. 385, the show that brought the boobs out. I've already seen it. I love you, Maharani. Thank you so much.
In 20th, earlier century, we all topless. Yeah, but I'm grateful to be born as a woman, a Balinese woman. Grateful, but also I do have responsibility to preserve this value of life, this value of art, value of our offerings, to educate my younger generation. Why we do this? Why do we do offerings? Why do make a sugahan on the ground? It's many why that still not much people can answer. So it's my responsibility to transform the intacit knowledge into a tacit knowledge. Thank you.
Maharani. Ooh, more goosebumps. Wow. Nabila, I think the same question was, and look, before you start, you don't need to search for three. Just go for the one that is more alive for you.
Yeah. So actually, I'm not Balinese, yeah. So I come from East Java, but I've been living here for long time.
So you're Balinese?
Oh yes, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm Balinese. Yes, thank you. Officially now I'm Balinese. So thank you, because Balinese already claimed that I'm Balinese. Thank you. So now I have confidence to say it. So now, actually about women, it's not only Balinese. Yeah, women in Indonesia experience the same thing. Yeah, even for me. Yeah. And my sister there. Hello. So in my family we have 5 sisters. Yeah, all of them are girls. So as a woman in Indonesia, as Maharani said, yeah, it is not easy. There is tradition, there is belief, there is religion. That it can be good, but it actually trap you. It's like you are living in the prison. You cannot tell what you really think, and you cannot be what you really want. So to be out for, this is who I am, I want to do this, it is extremely difficult. Trust me, it's difficult. So me and my sister have to move to Bali, yeah, in order to be free, to be who we are, to be able to study abroad, and then to pursue career that we want. Because as a woman in my age, everybody asking me, when you going to get married? When you have children? Why you don't stay at home? Things like that.
Want to know?
Yes, why do you want to know? Yeah, so it's like women cannot have their own path. They cannot understand. No, it doesn't make sense. You have to have husband in this certain age. or otherwise you will be expired. Huh? I can be expired? I just know that. Yeah, things like that, you know. So to be able to be free at your 35 for me, like, yeah, and then not having children, not married yet, it's difficult if you are still very in a conservative family. It's extremely difficult. And then you are being taught not to talk what you want, to say what you want, what you think. It makes you always follow. But you are very hurt inside. Because, you know, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a singer. I want to be an artist. They will say, just become PNS. Do you know PNS? The government as worker, yeah, servant. Just become something that make you give. Or don't work. Your husband will work. You don't need to do anything. Just have lots of babies. Things like that. It still happen in Indonesia, in Bali. So that's why I have school that it is inclusive. There is man and woman from many backgrounds, especially, so they can learn together, respect each other, to have a dream together, to collaborate, not competition, yeah, things like that me and my team try to build right now. Yeah.
One episode, tears of joy, tears of happiness. Carol, I know you got more, but if we can also bring Rosanna, not Catherine, Rosanna and also Lisa into this, maybe with the same question, but just in general, what challenges have you found? You know, because that one was basically directed very specifically, but I think that we can include you in that, right? So what have you found to be, no need to go for three, just whatever's alive for you, the most alive one, of, you know, what has been some of the most biggest challenge and what has been the most biggest joy of being a woman. I think that's the question.
You're not ready for that.
No, I was like, I have time to think.
Lisa, you're always ready.
I'm always ready. So I'll start with the biggest joy. Yeah, you already said the boobs.
Maharani! I can tell you on a deeper level over here. You know, I was going to ask this question, but I'm so glad I didn't. Carol, I love you. Thank you. You're my sister. You got my back. I'm glad you asked it.
Yeah. I would say sisterhood. That is what I love about being a woman, and just the bonds that we can have as women. I hold that very dear to my heart. And yeah, that's of course also one of the reasons that I started Iron, to really have that like at scale and to include everyone, even though maybe you're not that social or you have difficulty connecting with people. That's because I feel it's so important for everyone to have that and to experience that, to have like other women having your back for sharing struggles, but also for sharing successes. And I mean, I don't know what you men do when you gather, but
we're going to get to that.
I don't want to know.
We're going to get to that.
No, we don't want to know. But to have this inclusive space for both, because when you're in a good female group, you can also say like, and I made this much money and I had this success, and then to have other women to be genuinely happy for you without having that envy, that is what I find beautiful. And then on the reverse, it's like showing vulnerability of, this is what I'm going through, and then finding others that are going through the same. And sharing struggles is even more strong, like something more than sharing successes, because we have this this activity that we do when we have an event where we share like one struggle, one success, and they're always like female entrepreneurs, so they start by showing, because also we as women, I feel, have to present ourselves the best way possible. Don't show weakness, show yourself like being strong, having everything together. And so I'm just listening to their conversations, and they're all like, oh yeah, I'm now 2 businesses, now 3 businesses. Okay, we start, and then one woman shares, oh yeah, the difficulty is hiring staff. I was okay, and next woman. And then she said, no, sorry, that was bullshit. Can I come again? And she says, actually, I am struggling with cancer, I'm lonely, and she like really opens up, and the entire dynamic in that entire group changed, and we all started like sharing about like real struggles, not like it's difficult to find good staff. And then I realized like, yeah, this is what being a woman is to me, to share what's really going on, and then also, oh, that's my dog. It's like, stop talking. To create space for every woman to be herself.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Rosanna, round of applause.
Thank you.
Now, listen, if there's nothing there, it's okay. And then after this, because we're running shorter-ish of time, maybe one quick question from Carol. I want to hear from Paradox, and I'll tell you why in a second.
I think the answers they've been done. I think the key one is sisterhood and vulnerability. You know, really being totally truthful with where you're at, and as women we have the possibility to do that. And I think that's you nailed it.
Thank you. And Carol, I know you've got one question coming. Maybe. Oh, okay.
Well, it's just
You're
a
on.
comment. I just wanted to commend you on your courage to answer the question, and also on the courage that you have to show up and do what you do. Because I don't think that many people understand what it takes for an Indonesian woman to do what you do. So thank you very much.
Beautiful, Carol. Thank you. So Ayu sister, if we bring it over to Paradox. So the reason I wanted to bring Paradox is the husband of the beautiful Maharani here. And yeah, like I love these people. And I just want to hear from you, because the title tonight is about women of contribution. So maybe with that in mind, if you can share with us something that comes up for you, as a husband and also as a partner. Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I think just wanting to speak directly to both the intention you have in bringing these women together, but also really to the intention of being here on Bali Island. And, we created our Yayasan, our foundation, out of an intention to build the capacity for all Balinese, but also because of the experiences that Maharani has had as a woman, with these great feelings and ideas and capacities that are held back. But there's something also about the foundation of the Balinese culture that has, for thousands of years at this point, stayed steady in its practices, that holds a foundation for this feeling, this paradise, this thing that we come here for. And that feeling is being transmitted from generation to generation. And so really what I wanted to ask is, as we're carrying generations forward, for you, through the children, through you, for giving the gift and the offering to the generation that are ready, excited, wanting to learn, wanting to grow. How do we transmit this, the yajna, the offering, the gift that the Balinese give every day, that they make every day on 5 levels minimum? How do we bring that offering across the bridge to the people who are here because the feeling is right? There's a reason I came here. How do we build the bridge? And also to you too, like, how do you, as expatriates that are here, as people that want to contribute to Bali, how can you find the way to build the bridge? And I would also extend that to, because it's about women, how do men support women? How do women support men? In building the bridges across difference. So that it's a wide question, but it's about the offering. What is the offering that we make to each other that is about building that bridge. And anyone who wants to respond, I wanted to share.
Anyone feeling it?
Can you make it simple again? Sorry, my English. I'm not a native speaker. I'm trying, but yeah, maybe you can make it simple so I can understand.
Yeah, the culture of Bali is very
yes.
old and has a number of different elements in it, some of which keep people down, keep people in structures, but it's been able to preserve the culture. And so you as a Javanese coming to Bali, you as journey people coming into Bali, and also as a Balinese, what is the way that we can build the way that you do it at your school? You know, and what are the offerings that you make that create the possibility for collaboration to happen?
So for me, it starts to building a community that everybody feel welcome, accepted, and then willing to help each other. Yeah, a place that really you can go there and then just be who you are, and then building something together without being judged or anything. It's a safe place for everybody, and that's what I'm trying to do at my school. Yeah, to make diverse as possible, as inclusive as possible. We accept everybody. So, but in the beginning, as I told you before, it was very difficult. So when there is expatriate and then local, it's just like there is no activity going on there. It's just like they are like staring to each other. Okay, staring contest. Yeah, but because they don't get used to. This is how sad for me, because the other part living in Bali for a long time, but they don't know what's actually going on here. The other, they feel low self-esteem. Yeah, just like, oh, I feel like I don't like that. Yeah, so so to build a place, and then I told them that it is safe to them. It's okay to be different. You can grow together, and then they start, even though they don't speak same language. Yeah, but they make it happen anyway. So it just, for me, we started with community, yeah, and then after that, something will going on, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I think Maharani juga also have the same idea as me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I think we're complete. So,
Yeah.
Ayu, could you grab the mic over here? We're time for one more question. Yeah. So you want to take that one? Yeah. All right. So one more question here, and then what we'll do is that after we'll begin to wrap up. Now, the reason why is that this can go on for another hour, easy. But I just want to hold the space as it is, and the people which are here will have the opportunity after to ask some of those questions that I know they want to ask.
This is working here. Yeah. I think what we're talking here is just so close to my heart. And I can swear to God Almighty, this is the only reason why I'm in Bali. Okay? So the first thing, to make it easy, and I think Robert said it correctly, we could talk here for hours, and we have to look at different aspects, what's going on, the past, the present, and the future. The future is not here yet, but it's unfolding. So Nabila, I would love to go and see a place tomorrow or the day after tomorrow to have a look at this place.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate. My children will love you.
Because I thank you, Robert. You introduced me to Nikolai. I have brought him on board already on our subject, and I'm working with him already. He's got an interesting background from an educational perspective as well. I've done a lot of studies in that educational side here some time ago in Bali, and I feel this whole educational system is not just flawed here, it's flawed worldwide, okay? So if we can come and have a look at your school, we explain it a little bit further. I'm probably taking Nikolai over to Singapore week after next to have a look at our what we're doing at the our lab. And our proposal is probably to be in Bali, to bring a few people together, a small group, and around about the sort of 12th, 13th, 14th of October, and then explain to you a little bit more actually on higher level what actually goes on and how it actually affects us all here. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Guido. Thank you. So,
you so
if we grab the mic, yeah, and give that to Lisa. Thank you, Brother Guido. So, what we're going to do, I'll quickly say a few words, and while I'm doing that, would Lisa grab that? Yeah. Would love you to think of something to close. Okay? Now, when it comes to the project and what you do or the name of the project, feel free to say it so people know, but we'll put it on our outgoing things later. So in a post, people will see exactly what you're going to say, but feel free to say that. But also, if there's something that you want to reinforce, feel free. If we can keep it short, that would be great. Let's see how we go. But have a think about that, each of you, and it will go in reverse order. So Lisa, Rosanna, not Catherine, Nabila, and we'll end with you, Maharani. Okay. So a few things I want to say. Firstly, just want to thank everybody here for coming. Remember that every week you're welcome to be a part of this audience. Now, this week I've laughed, I've cried, tears of joy, tears of all of it. Love it, right? So be a part of this. Come and meet some incredible people, both on the stage and in the audience. That's what the whole point is, right? Carol, who you heard of before, has got another 2 episodes coming up, and she interviewed me on one that went pretty deep. And she's an amazing person as well. So make sure that you keep your eyes on SpeakuP Monday and see what we have coming forward. Of course, our technical partner, best friend, Ichi Kuni, thank you so much, Tropical Nomad. And of course, the people that make it happen, Sister Ayu, wherever you are, Brother Guzman, and Brother Hadis. Thank you every week for just making us, look, 4 years ago when we started this, it was on a phone trying to work out how Instagram Live worked. It was horrible. It was really bad. Anyway, now it looks amazing. Right, so the final thing I want to say is that, there's opportunity. The reason why we did this is about connection, is about how do we come together, unity and diversity. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, right? This is why we're all here, right? Gotong Royong, how do we come together, the community coming together to solve a community challenge together, right? That's what this is all about. People inspire people. So just the t-shirt that I'm wearing now, the funding is how most of us met. We have basically set up a series of masterclasses or workshops every week. It's driven more towards entrepreneurism. So check out the funding, but you'll find masterclasses which are high in quality and high in teaching, but low in costs. If there's anyone here who is struggling with that, just get in touch with us and we can work something out. But that happens every week, 2 or 3 a week, usually at the weekends. So just check in on that. When it comes to the things which I'm doing personally, if you'd like to follow me, just go via SpeakuP Monday. It's on there as well. But we have some incredible things coming, such as the first Foreign Investor Association in Indonesia, which I'll be part of as well. So that's coming, which will be incredibly important for how we can truly come together, collaborate on a nationwide level. Okay, there's wonderful people here like Catherine, got the name right this time, Mandala Club doing amazing things, Alex Kodik, I pronounced it right this time, who has one of the largest groups, Ecosystem Transformation, and a whole bunch of other people that I won't mention, but you know who they are. So look, Bali is alive. Yeah, and empowered and inspired by the culture of Bali and those who want to go deeper. Paradox, what you didn't see, this is probably one of the most knowledgeable, if I can say expat-based. He knows Bali so well, his grasp of history, and we've interviewed quite a few people that have an incredible grasp of Balinese history. He's one of them. He's way up, brother. Thank you so much for coming, my man. You're a man among men. Respect and love, right? So thank you. And finally, this part of it anyway, I want to thank each one of you incredible women. And Maharani, you surprised me tonight with some of those. The B word, and I was like, huh? I just, it's SpeakuP Monday, so, why didn't I expect that? I don't know. The episode 385, that is a B episode. I love it. Thank you so much. You know, oh, amazing. Nabila, you are a force of nature, as are you, Rosanna, as are you, Lisa, and of course you, my darling. So thank you so much for saying yes. I love the fact that we managed to get together, that there's so much synchronicity, synergy, collaboration going on, and like this is just the beginning, right? And I just want to thank you for trusting me to facilitate this. All right, so thank you so much, right? Woo. The feeling. So closing off, a little word each, starting with Lisa, then Rosanna, then Nabila, and then Maharani.
Okay, so like you said, Robert, this is only the beginning. And I'd like to close by sharing my dream, my vision, and that is to build community here on the island, like we're already, all of us, doing in our own ways, and share my dream of collaboration, because that is the way forward, working smarter, not harder. And so also for everyone watching, if you are a female entrepreneur and you would like to have more clients, hence more money in your business through collaboration while feeling supported by other women, then please join us this Friday, 1st of September. You can register for the event if you haven't, with the link that Robert is going to put somewhere there. And if you cannot make it live, then still register, because we will then send you the information for the platform, which is accessible for women everywhere. So yeah, that is my my message, and please register already. I just checked, 117 women have registered, so it will be really like a big party here at Tropical Nomad. So also thank you to the people of Tropical Nomad for having us. That's it.
Thank you, darling. So Rosanna, yeah, round of applause.
Message from me would be for everybody to show up in their lives as authentically as they can, and to follow their own passions and missions, whatever that might be. My next mission or passion or challenge actually is to raise money for brain cancer research for children. I don't know if you know of a guy called Mana. It's a boy that did live in Bali, a great friend of mine. His grandson, and he has brain cancer. He's 9, and that cause has really hit my heart as being a mother of 2, and I can't imagine the journey that they are on right now. And so I've dedicated my next challenge for that, really, for brain cancer for kids. So I'm going to be running in Namibia next year, and I will be running about 260 kilometers in the desert. And again, this will be the hardest. It's the hardest ultra there is, pretty much. So I'm really nervous about it, but I'm also really excited. But I know that I'm going to be needing a lot of sponsorships. I need to bring in a video crew team, because I would like to make a documentary about the race and about the challenge. I would like to be able to show that to the children that are in hospital suffering, and for them to see they're not alone, and that there are people out there, their mothers out there, who are doing what they can in their own way to give back to them and to other children and their families. Feels really dear to my heart. I had the epiphany yesterday, actually driving on the way to Cinnamon, that I'd like to do a little pre-race or pre-challenge that I haven't told Catherine about yet, which will be my own solo mission around Bali, probably within the next 3 months. I'm not sure entirely what that will undertake, but it will be a lot of biking and a lot of running, and it'll be a non-stop mission. And I'm going to need support along that journey. So I'm going to be reaching out, because I'm not very good at that part. I tend to slide off and just do an ultra. But I will be reaching out as a way to start the ball rolling, and to create the awareness that I Oh, got it. Okay, we're back. No, we're back. No, yes, we're back. Should I keep going? Yeah.
Show must go on.
Show must go on. Yeah, so I'm going to be. Part of the stretch for me is to step up and reach out and to be bold enough to say I need the help, I need the support, even if you're just waving on the roadside. And that'll be a way to show Mana and his family that this is a cause that I really believe is super, super, super hard for these families, and that they are not alone. And so I want to start that mission very, very soon, and let that be, like I say, a catalyst for the following year, getting ready to go to Namibia next year. So the way to follow me or to reach out to me if you feel a calling in any way will be through my Instagram, or through Robert, or through Catherine. Like I said, I'm going to be looking for sponsorships and people who want to be involved in the content anyway. Because you know what? There's not many women who are doing these things. And it's always men. You know, you've got David Goggins and you've got these guys. But there's not many women. And I feel like part of my mission is to inspire and empower women. And to show women that, you know, you can go the extra mile. And that when you go the extra mile, you discover these incredible things about yourself that you can pass on to your children, to your community, and to the world. And women, we know we have come from very tough backgrounds in many ways. And I think it's now time that we do rise and that we show what we have to offer in our individual ways, whether it's doing what you're doing. But I feel like that's where the content needs to come, is with women. And women who are mothers, who work their butts off, who aren't just meatheads, but they're real women embracing divine feminine and feeling really driven by contribution and service. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope to see some of you again, if not running around Bali.
And for me, I would like to say thank you first to Ibu Kunin, Pak Ichi. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much. I'm very blessed. And thank you, Pak Robert, for inviting me here.
Sister, you're always coming.
And thank you for all these wonderful women. You inspire me, definitely. Yeah, thank you. And then to wrap up, yeah. So my school is in Tabanan. It is close to Tanah Lot. If you have time, please visit my school. My children will love you so much. Yeah? And I'm very open with any kind of collaboration. Yeah? Any kind. So skills, only visiting or anything, I'm very welcome. So the school, the idea is to make it as a really inclusive, where everybody are welcome. Everybody is welcome, everybody is accepted, everybody has the same access to quality, high quality education. Not disconnected education, but it's connect each other and then grow together as a happy human being. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and it was amazing day. I would like to say that I'm so proud of four of us. I'm so proud of our audience, our host, our beloved Robert. I'm so proud of us. And can you imagine that this feminine energy make the lighting?
I know. And that's the first time. Oh.
Yeah, so let's use this feminine energy and collab with those masculine energies, creating something beautiful for our beloved islands. And I would like to borrow one phrase from Teet that says, every day we make it the best we can. Yeah. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Thank you so much.
Woo.
That's the show, folks. I'll tell him after we're off air. Thank you very much, everybody. So that we'll close the show right there. Thank you, Brother Guzman.